What's the worst legal thing you can do?
Murdering or raping someone, but it's legal because you have diplomatic immunity.
Rape your wife while on holiday in the Bahamas. Alternative countries are available where raping your wife is not considered rape. Edit, I'm British holiday means vacation over here.
As a fertility doctor, in most states, it's totally legal for you to inseminate a patient with your own sperm instead of the selected donor. Edit, my first silver. Cool.
Put a fake X on an ad. Edit, my stupid ass just realized after checking the replies that I spelled ad wrong. By the way, thanks for that diamond award.
A parent keeping their kid from the other parent when there's no good reason to and leveraging the courts to do it.
Have kids you don't want.
Groom your stepdaughter for over a decade, then when she's 18, divorce her mom and hook up with your stepdaughter.
Put down a healthy dog because you don't want them.
Claim that access to water isn't a human right and then forcing people in third world countries to buy your shitty products at exorbitant prices because there's no alternative.
You can spray tan a baby, totally legal.
There was a guy a while back who took a photo up a 13-year-old girl's skirt. The judge had some choice words to say, but the guy got let go because, technically, it wasn't illegal. Edit, my autocorrect is bad. Edit 2, so this is what a karma bomb overnight feels like.
Permanently destroying huge swaths of land. There's a development corporation in my hometown that has bought up virtually all of the remaining woods, meadows and wetlands in the area, paved them, and built retail spaces that go vacant just a few months later. Businesses aren't even moving into these office parks, but the group just keeps spreading out and developing. It seems like every month, I drive past another leveled tract of land. Paternity fraud. It's utterly despicable and should be a felony.
Listening to music and or talking on the phone with volume up in public with no headphones.
Leave your own cat somewhere on the road, far away from home, without food? Edit, it's illegal only on paper. Cops will rarely do anything about animal neglect, at least in my country. Take custody of a pet in a divorce and put the pet down out of spite.
Sue your poorer ex-spouse for child custody so repeatedly that you drain their finances and can't fight it anymore.
Standing idly and filming people who desperately need help, instead of helping. Like those kids that filmed and laughed as a disabled guy drowned and died.
Start a pharmaceutical company. Develop a drug that people need to live. Raise the price just because you know they'll pay for it if they don't want to die. Cutting in at the front of a very long queue.
Become a politician and raise my pay while creating taxes I'm coincidentally exempt from.
Is it illegal to leave your shopping cart in the parking lot instead of returning it to the corral? If not, that.
Have a child. Never bring him out in public. Only take photos of him beside a mocked-up media crash. Let him find the pics when he's 13.
Hike the prices up on insulin out of a member's affordable range. Alternatively, just decide to take it off of your formulary list with no clear reason.
Fire all your employees and move your business to East Asia so you can essentially use slave labor.
Not vaccinating your kids. Edit, wow, thank you Reddit. Did not expect my most upvoted post to be about unvaccinated kids. That's the third time this week where a single comment I made more than doubled my karma.
In most states, a police officer can have sex with a person after they are taken into custody. Legal, but pretty messed up considering a person's ability to consent is questionable at that point.
Bake cookies, but with chewing gum in them.
Fuck your best friend's wife. Murder someone in that one corner of Yellowstone National Park.
Ask people for credit card details in the street for donations to charity.
Steal people's money through fine print conditions. Bully someone. Mentally abuse someone. making them feel bad about themselves their whole life. Recruit people to join Scientology.
Marrying someone you don't love. Imagine finding the love of your life, getting married and maybe even having kids, and then they tell you they never loved you, and you built your whole life around them for nothing.
Nestle claiming rights to water and then selling it back to the public at exorbitant prices, all while polluting the earth with the production of single-use plastic bottles.
You can leak the names, addresses, email addresses, social security numbers, driver's license numbers, and payment card details of nearly half of all Americans and more than half of all American adults, and then settle for about $5 per person. Hold Equifax accountable, you.
Mobile app scams.
Develop a wonderful loving relationship with someone for a majority of your life. Kids, pets, trust, everything included. One day, tell them all you never loved them, it was all a game you were playing for the last 20 years. Divorce your partner and leave with the stash of cash you've been putting away for the last 20 years, moving to a new country never to see them again.
Smoke in the same house that your children live in, forcing them to inhale toxic chemicals that damage their bodies.
Giving out someone's number or email for spam.
All the shit that the Westboro Baptist Church does.
Put your dog down because it's inconvenient.
Stare. Just stare at people. People don't even attempt to confront you.
Politicians can harm millions of people by actions that are considered legal by those who have the power to condemn them.
The act of cannibalism itself is legal in most nations. It's just getting the meat that is usually illegal. Edit, to add to this, I've considered the aspects of cooking human meat a little deeper, and come up with this. You're all very dark, lol. I love it. Human meat is very close to pork. So lightly seasoned and glazed with something sweet like honey, plum sauce, apple sauce or maple syrup. You would have to cook it very well, and make sure to properly sear it, and cook it relatively quickly as human meat is around 7% fat, so quite lean for red meat. Since human skin is quite thin, you could easily make crackling with it, so that would be something to watch out for. The legs especially would make for good long cooking techniques, with the thighs being good for a quick roast and the calves being better for braising or stewing. The muscles of the back could make good grilling, with the lumbar multifidus being somewhat akin to filet mignon. The arms, in general, would be good for general-purpose meats, along with the abdominals, though the latter would need to be cooked far longer. The shoulders would be particularly fatty cuts prime for stewing or braising. As for the glutes, being some of the most used muscles in the body, they would be ideal for barbecue or making jerky with.
Ruin the world economy by handing out subprime loans.
Schedule people to work 39.5 hours a week.
I think it's pretty shitty to claim bodily harm from a very minor car accident just to get $10K, and make the other person pay more for their car insurance. I'm looking at you, lady. I hit going 3 miles per hour. Probably not the worst thing, but it's pretty bad.
Consider subscribing.